From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
An interim committee held a meeting to review the immediate jeopardy status of the Montana State Hospital. I'll tell you the story coming up.
I'm Mitch Laggy. Normally, if you want to see a Wolverine, you'd have to come someplace like the zoo. Well, imagine one family's surprise when on a recent trip to Yellowstone National Park, they found one of the few Wolverines that lived there. I'll show you their amazing video coming up.
All right, it's just ahead of 6:31 now here on this Tuesday. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwood with you here. You see snow blanketing nicely the mining city this morning.
It's a really interesting storm. We're seeing really light, fluffy snow. It's just piling up, and as it gets pushed down with tires and whatever, we're dealing with some ice on the area roadways. The positive is we're not seeing a lot of accident reports from Montana Highway Patrol as of yet.
Yay.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Temperatures into the teens and 20s right now. That's about all the warmer we'll see these temperatures get throughout the day with bands of snow, low visibility. It is slick out there this morning, and we're going to be dealing with scattered snow showers for the afternoon and evening. So plan ahead, expect delays, and just leave a little extra time and brake room between you and the next car. And again, dust off those cars before you take off. Make sure your lights are on. I know it's getting light earlier, but we can't see you. We'll talk more about your forecast and road conditions in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. 6:31 now. Current employees of the Montana State Hospital in Warm Springs, former patients, and advocacy leaders are speaking out about the conditions at the facility to lawmakers in Helena. MTN's Caitlin Aguiles was there and reports on what is being said.
That place is disgusting and makes me sick, and I hope the feds take every bit of that money.
The Children, Families, Health and Human Services Interim Committee listened to comments made by current employees, former patients, and advocacy leaders about the current conditions of the Montana State Hospital. After a tour of the facility, the director of Disability Rights Montana blasted the living conditions endured by the patients.
As we were in that facility, there was not enough bed linens for all kids. There were people using other people's clothes because the laundry wasn't getting done.
Joel Peden, the executive director of the Montana Association of Centers for Independent Living, says that the disability community is frustrated of the conditions being reported about a facility meant to help people like them.
Doesn't seem to be a lot of anger and doesn't seem to be a lot of frustration with the fact that people died. People died because they weren't getting the care that they needed.
The emergency meeting was held after the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services placed the Montana State Hospital on immediate jeopardy status after finding the facility violated patient rights and infection prevention control. The committee members heard proposals from panel members to remedy the situation. These proposals included color-coded bracelets to assess fall risk, team meetings, and stakeholder input. Adam Mayer, the director of the Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services, says that the problem of staff shortage and those listed in the report would take some time to fix.
And I want to reiterate that these changes are not going to happen overnight, right? We can make some improvements to the acute issues as much as we can, but it took us a long time to get here.
The Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services promised to resolve the situation before the March 13th deadline. In Helena, Caitlin Aguiles, MTN News.
6:34 now in other news. If you're trying to get a new car, there are still supply issues. This week, Ford temporarily stopped making its top-selling F-150 pickup truck at one plant because of the ongoing chip shortage. Last month, across the all dealership inventory down by 70% compared to 2019. Asher Karashi looks at how long you might consider waiting to buy.
The semiconductor chip shortage closed out 2021 with many car dealerships contending with seriously depleted inventories, and it's not over yet.
This lack of chips to support critical parts in a vehicle, with most parts being some sort of automation or electronics in a car, really impacted, and we see continuing impacted for the remainder of 22.
Joseph McCabe is the president and CEO of Auto Forecast Solutions, a company that forecasts the production of every single vehicle built worldwide 8 years out. He says amid historic inventory lows, year-end deals were scarce and prices high. He's looked at the newest projections and says that may be something that's unlikely to change anytime soon.
If you want something, you are going to pay no less than sticker. No one's going to be dealing right now. Most dealerships are using that to their advantage.
J.D. Power and Associates reported in December that 89% of new vehicles were selling near or at sticker price, compared with 12% in December of 2019. McCabe says despite the low inventory, even with fewer vehicles sold, the price per vehicle has gone up, and so too has manufacturer profitability.
If you're making more per car, if the scarcity is driving the consumer anyway, with a significant amount of pent-up demand still in the works, that is really what's driving people and driving them to pay full sticker.
It's one reason why inventory levels may not increase anytime soon.
What we've seen is kind of a continued kind of leveling off at this point of new vehicle inventory. It hasn't gotten any worse, but it hasn't really gotten much better.
Kevin Roberts is an analyst with the car shopping and data analytics site CarGurus.com. He says if you're in the market for a new vehicle, flexibility will be key.
There are going to be vehicles on lot for you to look at. And you may have to look into a situation where you may want to build to order that vehicle rather than just kind of taking that vehicle and driving it home that day.
Experts say if automakers can get their hands on more chips, they could manufacture a wider variety of cars and trims instead of just the most profitable ones. If that does happen, we could see a reduction in average new listing prices as the year goes on. But McCabe says low inventory and paying sticker price could become the new normal.
It could be 2023 if you really want to see a turn. There's just no incentive for the vehicle manufacturers right now to lower their prices, and no incentive to throw money on the hood.
At the same time, with the Federal Reserve looking to raise interest rates, putting upward pressure on auto loans and monthly payments, consumers will have to figure out how to balance the cost-benefit of waiting to buy.
Is this a good time to try to get that vehicle now while interest rates are still near historic lows, or wait, potentially see prices start to drop, but interest rates could be higher?
A potential catch-22 with no perfect answer. I'm Usher Qureshi reporting.
All right, as Yellowstone continues to celebrate its 150th anniversary, you might think wildlife guides have seen just about everything. But wolverines are the exception. There are only a handful of them in the park, and they're hardly ever photographed. Or at least that was the case up until this weekend, when a father and daughter just happened to be in the right place at the right time. MTN's Mitch Laghi shares their story.
If you want to track down a wolverine, you're going to have a tough time doing it across the vast expanses of forest land in Montana. And instead, you'd have to come to a place like here, Zoo Montana in Billings, to get a glimpse of one. So it's not hard to imagine the surprise that this father and daughter had last weekend when they saw one of the estimated 10 wolverines that live in Yellowstone National Park.
It was really magical to see it, and Dad said that it was like the unicorn of Yellowstone.
Carl Kemp and his 9-year-old daughter Maya traveled from their home in California to spend 3 days in the park. On their first ever trip, they saw all of the typical fauna: bison, black bear, wolves, and others. But then came the moment they'll never forget. On the highway near Soda Butte Creek, a 3-minute encounter with the elusive wolverine.
We're connecting. This creature is looking at us with interest and curiosity, and it's just this connection that's happening until it decides, it's had enough and it's moved on.
McNeil Lyons with Yellowstone Insight was guiding the Kemps around the park when they came across the wolverine, and he captured these images, some of the only high-quality shots that exist of a wolverine in Yellowstone Park.
It's just this chance encounter, and I think if you look at Yellowstone as 2.2 million acres of landscape, you could put Rhode Island and Delaware inside and still have a lot of extra room to roam around, that we were blessed to be in that exact moment of the road corridor at that exact moment that the wolverine decided to be there. I've never seen a picture quite like that in the lower 48 states.
Word of the wolverine sighting traveled fast, with the Kemps and their guide becoming local celebrities, if you will, for the weekend. Zoo Montana is home to 2 wolverines named Amari and Sid. The zoo's executive director, Jeff Ewelt, said the images and video captured last weekend are truly unique.
To get a video of the quality that they were able to get on this animal is rare, and honestly it's one of the only that I know of. And I've seen a lot of great trail cam videos and what have you, but to see one that up close and personal, especially here in Montana, or here in the States I should say, it's pretty remarkable. There's only an estimated 300 in all of the lower 48. So again, I say this a ton, but you're literally seeing a needle in a haystack. It's an amazing thing to see in person, and to get it on film, awesome.
Reporting in Billings, Mitch Laghi, MTN News.
It is really awesome. I've never seen one. I've seen lots of other things, but never.
There was a Wolverine in our neighborhood last year. I didn't see it, but apparently they were.
That's phenomenal. Only 300 in the lower 48,
amazing.
10 in the park. That's phenomenal. Meantime, weather continues to be our big story this morning.
Visibility is an issue for us as well. We're dealing with scattered snow squalls. When I say snow squalls, that's very intense, short duration snow that's rolling through parts of the area, snow-packed roads. It will be icy and slick. The positive news is we're not dealing with a lot of accidents according to Montana Highway Patrol. That's good. Of course, we are dealing with snow and ice visibility issues across the area. I'm going to talk more about our forecast and what to expect for the rest of the week in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Matt. 6:40. We are going to take a break.